With me now we have Brendan, the National Training Manager, Penrite Oil. Now, Brendan, tell us, what do the numbers mean on the front of the oil? You go and buy oil, what numbers should we go for? Tell us.
Okay, Fletch. Well, the numbers are very easy. There'll be two numbers on the front of a bottle of oil. One will be preceded with a W after it. The W stands for winter. That's the cold viscosity of the oil. It's actually how the oil will pump when it's cold, and it's measured at a certain temperature depending on what the number is. Second number is the operating temperature of the oil. Generally, the higher the number, the better the film strength or thickness in the oil when the oil's operated at hot, which is actually measured at 100 degrees centigrade.
Okay, so lower the number, more late model cars, tolerances, clearances?
Yeah, generally find the lower the first number, newer cars will take a lower viscosity oil, and that's because they have overhead valves, multiple cams, etc., and it's all up the top of the motor, so it's got to be able to pump quickly to get to the top of the engine. Whereas in older cars that have got camshafts down the middle of the engine and lifters and push rods, etc., they will generally use a higher viscosity oil.
Okay, so when we talk our classic cars, that's why the HPR 30 range is popular, right?
It's a great product for the older type cars. It's about a normal starting weight for those cars, and it actually has a higher heat range than most other oils as well.
Brendan, what's the go with mineral and synthetic? And when should we use a mineral oil? When should we use a synthetic oil? What's the deal there?
Mineral oils are derived from crude oil, which is dug out of the ground. And generally synthetic oils you'll find are man-made, which are man-made in the laboratory. Generally you'll find older cars will use mineral type oils. More modern cars with tighter tolerances, lower viscosities are probably more suited to synthetic type oils.
And tell us the deal on the zinc.
The zinc's an anti-wearing agent that's put into oils. It's probably not true that zinc's been taken out of oils. Some of the later specification API oils actually had to have lower content of zinc in it, because zinc can also be a detriment to the catalyst in a car, such as your catalytic converter. It can actually kill them. So late oils and low SAPS oils have lower levels of zinc in them than what the more traditional type oils do. Oils such as HPR 30 are actually very, very high in zinc and are very, very good for the older cars.
Now, some enthusiasts have been adding a zinc additive to their oil. There's just no need to do that, is there?
With Penrite, no, there's not, especially with products like HPR 30, because it contains over 1,700 parts per million zinc in it already. So you've actually add too much zinc to an oil. What it does is it actually upsets the balance of the oil. So other things inside the oil don't do what they're meant to do when the engine's running. Fletch, there's two types of coolants. There's a Type A coolant and a Type B coolant. Type A coolants have what you call antifreeze, anti-boil as part of their makeup. Type B coolants do not. They're actually just an inhibitor that stop the internals of the cooling system from rusting.
We see a pink coolant, we see a green coolant. Now, what's the go there? When should you use pink? When should you use green? Okay,
for starters, the colours of coolants are actually a dye. But generally in Australia, what you'll find is a pink coolant will be what's called an oats type coolant, which is organic acid technology, that's what it stands for. And the green coolants are hybrid coolants, which use organic and inorganic properties.
Now, the major sponsor has a tech line number. You can find out that number when you visit the website classicrestos.com.au. Click on their logo, you know who they are. Thanks, Brendan.
Thanks, Fletch.